Well, what do you know? It's time for Raw Talk Live. Hey, babies, how you doing? We are so happy to have you in the virtual building with us tonight and excited to welcome our special guest, the one and only Pastor Thomas Ware out of Claremont, Florida. He's come to share some good music with us and to talk about some hot topics. Yes, we're going to turn it up tonight. So get ready. Let's do it. It's Raw Talk Live. Oh, well, what do you know? It's time for Raw Talk Live. Hi, girlfriend Peggy.
Hey, girlfriend, Miss B.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing, beautiful? You looking fabulous. Look like we matching tonight.
Yes. You know what? I had on something else. I didn't like it because it showed my underarm titty fat, so I took it off.
Oh, okay. It's still tropical tonight.
Yes, a little tropical, a little flavorful.
A little colorful, yeah. Bring a little color in the...
Let me join girlfriend Peggy and let's have some. But I looked at that thing. I was just like, oh no, this does not look nice. You know, you need to know for yourself when something is uncomplimentary. And then hopefully,
all the time.
If you don't know, then you'll have a girlfriend who will tell you, who will say something to you about it.
Hopefully, if you have good girlfriends around you, because I've seen a lot of women out in the group and one or two of them just looking really not flattering at all. And it's like, you mean to tell me none of the girlfriends could say, hey, sis, you might want to switch into something else or do this or do that to make this a little bit better, or you know what I'm saying? And they let them go out looking crazy.
Like, really, like, where's your shaper? Or you might need that bra is not working for you. Ain't no need to have it on no old loose ass bra. You know, you need a bra that's gonna do something. And and you know, just because it fits. Just because you can get in it, let me say that. Just because you can get in it, doesn't mean that it looks good on you.
Kind of dark on my side.
Yeah. Well, what's going on? You low on light today?
I didn't put in my plug in my ring light over here, but it looked like it's light on this side, but I need some light on that side. Yeah, I got my black up here. That's probably what you're seeing.
Oh,
this
yeah.
dark curtain behind me. If I pull it back, it'll be a little lighter. I think I can do that. Make a minor.
Okay. Well, we'll let you do that.
I'm good. It's done.
Okay. All right, you're done. All right.
A little better, yeah.
Folks are already filing into the building. I want to welcome our Raw Talk family, all the Raw Talkers in the house tonight. What's up, Jane? What's up, Jane? Yes, Jane.
Yes.
Jane said she was gonna make it early this week. She ain't playing.
Okay, she's right in there, and thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
Yes, we appreciate it, and of course, my road dog, Kim Brickhouse. Yes, Kim says my girlfriends are my mirror, and I trust all of them.
That's good. That's what you need to have, some good girlfriends around you. Because if not, you will find yourself out there looking a little bit strange.
Just a little bit strange. We were on the phone, I don't know, in the middle of the night one night, at 2:00 in the morning, me and Kim working on her wardrobe. She has a special event to go to, and she wanted to make sure that she looked nice for the event. So we were on Amazon, we were on all the websites searching for just the right outfit. And I have been encouraging her to show off her legs. You know, when you have a beautiful, a God-given asset, you need to enhance that. You need to show that off. And so I've been working on convincing her that her legs are absolutely gorgeous and that they need to be seen. And so, fortunately, we're working on that. She's tiptoeing in. She got one toe in the water. She'll put on a
Girl,
little dress.
when you got, my mother had some beautiful, beautiful legs. She had the most gorgeous legs ever. When you got some beautiful calves and leg and knee area, oh my God, that's just the sexiest thing in a short dress you could ever want to see on a woman.
Ever,
Yes,
ever. And I
yes,
tell her that all the time. She has pretty shapely legs and nice ankles,
yes,
because
yes.
to me, that makes a shoe. And then she has a little tiny foot.
Uh-huh.
I think she wears like a 6.5 or a 7. So if you got pretty legs
Yeah,
and a
that's real
tiny foot,
tiny. Yes,
oh my God, that is to die for. And
yes.
so yeah,
Accentuate it.
yeah, you
Accentuate
have
it.
to
Don't
accentuate it.
wear it, use them, show them legs now, because it's gonna become a time where you're gonna be wanting to cover them up or show them and you can't. So while you got it, flaunt it. I'm all for that. Flaunt
Yes,
your
honey.
assets. Yeah.
Most definitely. Definitely flaunted. Welcome, Shirley Warfare in the building. We are happy to see all the ladies in the house. We got
Yes.
a show full of hot topics and great entertainment for you tonight. We have a wonderful guest who will be joining us shortly, Pastor Thomas Ware out of Claremont, Florida. And he has the gift that so many pastors want. And Shirley is my witness, because we're both members of St. Mark AME in Orlando, Florida. And the thing about that's significant about that is that someone who pastored there for a very long time, shout out to Bishop Sam Green, he was our pastor for a long time, and nobody could out preach him. Okay,
Okay.
he he could bring down the house, but he will tell you from the pulpit himself, he was always jealous of the pastors that could sing.
Them singing pastors, there's
Them
something about them.
singing pastors.
Them singing pastors have it going on. I love a singing pastor.
Yeah, them singing pastors can make something happen to you. They just
Yes, they can.
whoa, whoa, right in the middle of the word to break out in a song. Oh, glory.
Listen, Sinitra just checked in. You see? I
Oh, all
paired
right.
mine up with 2
Tanisha
earrings. I
Hutchinson
got my
in the
bracelet
building.
on.
Yeah. Queen of paparazzi. We're showing off our paparazzi tonight. Peggy and I got matching earrings. She's not wearing hers tonight, but I've got mine on. And so these are paparazzi from Sinitra. And then Peggy has on the full set. Let's see it, Peggy.
I have on my bracelet. Then I have on my necklace. Let me see. My necklace. And the earrings were so tiny, I'm a little bit, I paired the earrings up with a second pair of earrings. So I
Okay.
have on two little pair, a little pair and a bigger pair to kind of accentuate my ears.
And that's beautiful. I like that you chose, is it bronze or copper or something?
It's
Um,
gold, I believe. It's a
oh,
gold and
it's
bling.
gold. Okay, golden bling. It's
Yeah,
beautiful. I
I'm a
love
little
it.
dark tonight. Yeah.
Sinitra says, "Where's Bishop Green now?" I don't know. For a while, he was in Africa. When you're AME, and you get elected bishop, then you have to go serve in Africa for a while. But he's back. I don't know exactly where he is. Shirley might know. She might be able to let us know. So but he could do his thing, and we love that. So yeah, that's it. So tonight, like I said, we have a full lineup for you all tonight. We're gonna, of course, speak with Pastor Ware. You'll also get to see his beautiful video and song and music, and then we're going to put him to the test. We got some questions for him. For those of you who don't know about the the Sin Points value chart, we will be bringing that back out tonight. and asking the pastor what he thinks about that, and and some other things. Of course, the primary topic is about there being a thin line between love and hate.
In a
A
relationship,
thin line
just
between love
lifting
and
up.
hate. And and where do you stand, and where you would like to be. So we're going to talk about that, and then we're going to just touch a little bit, because I asked Pastor Ware to please go and watch the YouTube video of Bishop Noel Jones doing his public marriage proposal to his girlfriend of 28 years. And so he said, yes, I watched it, and he's going to comment on it, because I gave all of the comments that I could give on it last week. And if you missed my Raw Talk comment about that, please go back to YouTube or to Raw Talk on Facebook and check out the show. All right? Yes. Do that. So, so there you go. So, anything else going on, girlfriend Peggy? Did I cover everything?
You covered everything. We're going to do an after show tonight, right?
Yeah, we're going to do an after show tonight for a little while too. Yeah, so where we get into some, Peggy got some questions. Peggy's all fired up. Let me tell you something. Peggy is in rare form here lately. She in rare form. She is striking out with a vengeance.
No, I'm just curiosity. I just want to know, like I say, where my thinking is in comparison to other women my age or who've been through a lot of stuff with dating. I want to see if how we faring up. Pretty much. I just want some other opinions and thoughts on some subjects.
Yeah, you want some feedback, and just kind of want to take your temperature. So that'll be tonight. Once this show ends, we will come back in with the after show, and so we invite you to join us. So that
I say, if you can stay up there, if you can hang, now you can hang in the club.
If you can hang,
get your drink, get your snacks, get whatever you need to get, put your feet up, and see if you can hang out with us for a little bit.
Yeah, see if you can do that, because Peggy has some very poignant questions that she wants to pose to the ladies. Maybe at the end of tonight's show, we'll mention some of them, so you'll know kind of what to. Sinitra said, "I am hanging." So hang if you can hang. No pain, no gain.
Hang out with us and share.
Yes, and yes, like, comment, share, hit the
people in the building for us. Yes,
please. Because we're working on building the channel, and what I notice is that a lot of times we'll have that you all will be with us, say, on YouTube. And so if you're with us on YouTube, everybody tonight is on Facebook. But if you're with us on YouTube, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and hit the notification bell. I see that you all are there, but without the likes, it doesn't move up in the algorithm and get the exposure that we're looking for. So please, if you have a moment, would you take a moment to do that for us? Yes. Oh, she said it won't let me share. It's all right. Don't cry, Sinitra. We'll figure it out. But in the meantime, what I'd like to do right now is share the beautiful music video from our upcoming guest, Pastor Thomas Ware. And so let me see. It's so technical. But here we go. The name of his song is Love Me Today.
You love me today. You gave your life for me. I didn't deserve it, You thought I was worthy. Way back on Calvary, you died to set me free. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worthy. You love me to death. Oh, oh, Jesus. You laid down your crown, stepped out of eternity into mortality just to save me. You took the pain for my guilt and shame. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worthy. You love me to death. You love me to death. You gave your life for me. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worthy. Way back on Calvary, that's when you set me free. I didn't deserve it. You thought that I was worth it. You love me to death. You love me to death. You gave your life for me. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worthy. Way back on Calvary, you set me free. You set me free. I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. You thought I was worthy. I could have lost my mind. I didn't deserve it. I didn't deserve it. You love me to death. You love me, God. I thank you for your grace, oh God. For everything that you've done for me. I thank you. I thank you, Lord. I thank you, Jesus, yeah. You love me to death.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely marvelous. Absolutely. We just love it. Look at that. you know, sometimes I know what I'm doing and sometimes I don't. So let's see. I want to get back to our regular screen and oh, okay, we get to do that again. There we go. That was absolutely marvelous. Apologies for the technical glitch right there at the end, but it was absolutely beautiful. Put your hands together, show your love, and welcome our guest tonight, Pastor Thomas Ware. We enjoyed that so much. How are you, my dear?
Thank you. Good, good. How are you?
Doing just absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And we thank you so much for being with us tonight. That is a fabulous, fabulous song.
Blessings.
Hello.
And you know what? It's just in time. It's just in time for Easter.
Yes. Yes.
Timing is everything, and that was perfect timing.
Yes. Yeah, I have to give credit where credit is due. IGA management, talent management, those guys, the radio promoters, those guys had a strategy plan when they heard the song, and I believe it was perfect time, and they made a good call.
Yes, they did. Most definitely. So welcome to Raw Talk, Thomas Ware.
Yeah. Thank you
Oh,
for having me on. I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
we
Definitely.
appreciate you.
Yeah,
So how
I know.
long have you been singing?
Look, I
What?
just want you to know I'm already. I got my seatbelt on with y'all because I already know.
All right, now we can't pretend. We got to be ourselves tonight. So you just gonna have to deal with regular folks tonight.
I got you. I got
All
you.
right, all right.
Well, that's good. Yeah. Strap in. Strap in. Strap in. That's good for you.
Absolutely.
That's good. That's good. So we're so happy to have you here. Tell us, how long have you been in ministry? When did you get your calling, and when did you know you could sing?
Actually, I've been well. As far as singing goes, I've been singing since like 4 or 5 years old. I was brought up, in a music family, so I got an opportunity to do music pretty much most of my life. I've been, a lover of music, and I've always been doing something between the lines of entertainment. As far as ministry goes, I've been in ministry now for the last 10 years in ministry. So as far as pastoring my own church, it's been 3 years. Before that, I've done co-pastoring at other ministries. So altogether, that would be probably about 6 to 7 years altogether.
Wow, that's a very serious job, because people come to you seeking comfort and advice and guidance. How do you handle that?
It's really I believe that if anyone puts their hand to ministry, I think that they should really be serious about it. And I believe that really it takes a lot of selflessness in order to be able to handle it and take yourself out of the equation to really use God's wisdom to deal with people so that you don't hurt people or be hurt yourself. I really believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But now, did you do anything else? Any other formal education in the way of counseling to prepare yourself for this position and that job?
Yeah, a part of my degree was in psychology. A part of my degree is in criminal law, and so between the two, I just kind of I've also spent a lot of time within ministry doing additional studies inside of like biblical studies as far as counseling as well.
Okay, beautiful. That's nice. So you have a family?
I do. I have a family. I have a beautiful wife, Tiffany Ware, and I have 4 children, TJ, Silas, Thomas, and Autumn. Yeah. A big house full of laughs.
Yeah, 3 boys and a girl? 3
Yes.
kings and a queen?
Yes.
Okay.
And she's the last one, so she's super spoiled.
Oh, super.
Absolutely, super spoiled.
And can you imagine like the fortress that is built around her that some young man is going to have to break through? He's going to have to pass a lot of tests.
Yes, he will. I mean, just getting past me is going to be the biggest one. The brothers, that's a sidebar, but but getting past me is going to be a whole problem now. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. That's very good. Now, the music industry is I'm going to be nice. It's very cutthroat.
Yes.
You can lose yourself in there. You can very easily be taken advantage of and led on. Mm-hmm. People take your money and don't do what they say they're going to do with it for you. It's sometimes, there's certain requirements to getting your song put in rotation. Sometimes it's a financial requirement, which they say is not legal, but we all know better. Just all of those kind of things. So how did you maneuver through the landmines of the music industry?
You know what? I tell you, I've had my share of the roller coaster ride. I went through the process when I was much younger of getting involved in situations where whether it was events or different contests, different things like that, where they require money and they say they're going to have this and that person there. And so you go through that roller coaster ride. So I got a chance to experience it a lot. And, it's crazy because I was just having a conversation with someone and I told them, I said, it's amazing that at the bottom of it all, at the bottom in the industry, you're pretty much the artist. You can have talent, but you're paying to be heard. So then as you get higher up in the industry, you're paid to be heard. So it's like, it's a real strange thing, how it works. But, I would say that ultimately it was really the hand of God that really just guided me through this process to get where I am. I do own the label that I'm on. And I do my own writing. And pretty much for the production, I pay straight out for my productions and everything. So pretty much around, I'm cutting a lot of corners that a lot of artists to get taken advantage of. So that's the blessing. And I can only give credit to God for that, because really I didn't have any knowledge of a lot of this stuff, but a lot of this kind of fell into my lap. The right people came into place and just really kind of mentored me. I think everyone needs a great mentor along the way.
Yes, they do. And it's funny. I keep hearing that, and when I think back, I think that's where I miss the mark a lot of times in not having a mentor.
Yeah.
It's one thing to work with somebody and learn things as a result of working with a person. It's a different thing to have somebody specifically guide you and instruct you and to be there to get advice from. And so just like you said, I would say anybody who's striking out to do something that's bigger than themselves, or just simple, just to be an expert in your field of choice, get yourself a good mentor. Get yourself a good mentor, for sure. I'm with you when you're right. I am. But the song is absolutely beautiful. So how can people get access to the song?
Well, the song is on all of the streaming platforms. So you can go to any of those major streams like, Spotify's, the Apple, Deezer, those different platforms, and they can download the music there or just add it to their playlist. Add it to your playlist. That's a good thing. Streams are awesome. So, you can get it there, or also YouTube Music as well.
Okay, beautiful. Yeah, we want folks to know like where they can find you, and that's why we've got the crawl going for you, and we'll keep it up there so folks can know where you are. And Claremont is not that far from Orlando. If you're in Orlando, it's a pleasant Sunday, mid-morning ride. And the Uncommon Faith Center. Where did that name come from?
You're going to hear this a lot from me tonight, but once again, this is one of those God moments. Nothing that I brainstormed on at all, but I really believe that the approach towards ministry is very uncommon. And a lot of the views are very uncommon as far as traditional versus the freedom that we have in Christ. And I don't really stick to a lot of the traditional movements. I don't stick to a lot of the traditional looks. I focus more on the word of God, and I focus on people being freed by the word of God. And I believe that if you give them that word, everything else will get in line underneath that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's really the focus. I don't like to focus on titles so much and things of that nature, the protocol, because a lot of that stuff really is redundant and it doesn't really save people. It's only the word that really helps.
And that's what people come for.
Right.
They come for the word and to be fed. But what I noticed is the turning away from traditional church service, and not just the service itself, but the way it is presented. You know,
Right.
we went to church that, you know, with pews and, you know, padded seats and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And now the church is looking a lot more like a club.
Yeah.
Some of them, you know, the more modern progressive churches, the way they do things, you know, you come into the sanctuary, and you know, there are no pictures of you know, Jesus anywhere. There are no stations of the cross. There's nothing churchy. There are no stained glass windows or any of that kind of stuff. You go into a building, you might come into what, you know, the sanctuary, and it's completely dark. It's dark. You know, there's low lighting, there's strobe lighting, there's, you know, sometimes there's the fog thing going on. You're not in a pew, you're in a chair. It's a comfortable chair, you know, it's pretty, but you know, but what I'm saying is it's a very modern look. I used to go to a church in Orlando, and it was, you know, I think I liked it because it was like going to the club.
Oh
And
no.
you know, but you know, because but the music was intense, the music, you know, and so praise and worship started with music, and they took you up. By the time it was, you know, the word delivered, you were way up, you were up here, you know, because they got a full live band, they
Yeah.
got lights going everywhere, they got
Yeah.
people, you know, nobody is in a choir robe, you know, they've got on their, you know, secular clothes, and they are singing, they are you know what I mean, and there's not that look that looks like the way we went to church, you know, people with
Right.
hats on
Right.
and fancy clothes. It's a real come as you are, you know, sort of thing, and but it's different. And
Yeah.
you know, then you know, they're on a stage, there's no altar, there's no baptismal you know, tub behind them, and you know, there's no tiered place for the choir to be. It's so different. It is so ultra modern. Is
Yeah.
that how your church is?
Well, we don't have the strobe lights and smoke machines,
Get some, because I'm coming.
but I will say this. I will say this is, you know, it's a lot of people have structured church now according to business. So they know look, psychology is a very strong thing, and people underestimate it. When it comes to the model of business, you study people and you study what moves people. And so a lot of churches have set out to work on the sensationalism form of ministry, where that music, that lighting, the mood set, the sound, the music, it deals with a person's emotions and their emotions. So it makes them comfortable. It makes them feel, you know, ease them into the situation. I would say that a lot of times when we see that, it's a lot of business models that go with that. So I wouldn't, you know, I don't know the motive behind a lot of things that people do. I just know that what we really have, what I focus on the most is not the entertainment part of it, because the entertainment part of it will leave people to walk back out broken. It'll, you know, after they get finished with all of that good music and all of that good stuff, if there's not some word to go with that some life-changing word, people leave back out broken or even in a worse state than what they were before. I don't have a problem with the great presentation. I believe that, like, sometimes I believe that we should do everything in excellence when it comes to God. And if you can give a great presentation, great. But however, I just feel like that great presentation cannot exclude Christ. If it excludes Christ and the true message, then we've lost. It was all for nothing at the end of the day. Yeah, unless the Lord build a house, whoever builds it, it's in vain. I believe that. Yeah. So that's my thought process with the way church goes.
Well, that's great.
Let me ask you a question.
It's like I'm sorry, girlfriend, but when you go, it's like going to karaoke. You know, they got the big screen up there with all the words coming up, so you can sing the song along with it.
Everybody
I'm
can
telling
sing
you,
with
it's
us.
something else.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
something else.
I've seen some very bizarre settings. I have.
Yes,
My
girlfriend
question,
Peggy.
yes, my question real quick was, how are you dealing with the pandemic, the change of people not being able to come into the sanctuary and having to give sermons to two or three, literally 4 or 5 people maybe in the sanctuary with you,
You know,
dealing with people that
the
way.
amazing thing is that we started a month before the pandemic started. We opened our doors a month before the pandemic, and we actually grew throughout the pandemic. So it was it was some challenging moments where we did have to do some services online, but majority of all of our services have been in the house, even throughout the whole
Wow.
pandemic. Yeah,
Wow.
so it's been a different experience for me, for our church. But you know, I know that it was a big struggle for a lot of other ministries that I knew, a lot of, especially the larger ministries that had, you know, congregations that were like really big and used to gathering together. It was really hard to pull
Right.
together, especially with the older saints, like the elderly saints that really weren't able to get on to the computers and phones that easy and didn't know that we were around on it. Yeah.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Shirley Wallflower says that God is multidimensional and his church must reflect him in the multiple and diversified needs of his children.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Amen.
Absolutely.
And I know you feel like you do that completely.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
And it's
yes,
beautiful because we don't cater, like our church is Hispanic, black, white. I mean, you know, you name it, is coming through our doors. And we don't particularly try to cater to anyone in particular. We just we're straightforward with the master. Yeah. Yeah.
right.
With
You're not
the
trying
master.
to be a black church. You're not trying.
Right.
We're not
Right.
just black over here.
Right.
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 Okay.
Exactly.
It's a good thing.
It's a very good thing. So you
Yeah.
know, for the last couple of weeks, we have been talking. Well, girlfriend Peggy and I came up with the sin value points chart, and
Yeah.
you know, because Peggy is serious about this. She want to
Yeah,
know,
let me,
you know, who going to heaven, who going to hell. You know, she want to know.
listen,
She
my
want to know
thoughts
what's
are always,
she
my
want to know
wheels are
what the
always,
hell is going on.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I read that chart.
in, okay.
I read the chart. So,
There it is.
so,
And listen, the order is just my order. You can put your sin, what's need to be at 100 should be at the top of your list. It may not be adultery. It may be procrastination. It may be
Murder.
forgiveness. It may be something else.
she
But
said murder.
dealing with relationships, I thought these were some interesting things to put in there because these are the things we deal with in relationships, sin.
Right.
So that's kind of why I use these things particularly.
Right. And I see a lot of relationship stuff up in there.
Right. Mostly, yeah.
Yeah, mostly.
So this is the value chart. So how do we do this?
So my thoughts were, we know that sin is sin, and we know that if we ask for forgiveness, God will forgive us.
Right.
So here we are diddly daddling around here on earth thinking that once we die and our spirits leave our body, we're going to end up at the pearly gates. And
Right.
he was going to say, basically, you're good, you're in. Well job, good job, my well and faithful servant. You get to go into heaven. But here
Right.
I am thinking, now, what if it's really not that way? What if there is some value to sin? What if there are some points? And he says, well, you're 60 years old. You should have been doing better and knew better by the time you were 40. You didn't stop doing the sin. You continued. And every time you continued in the sins, your points started to rack up. So now if your points exceed 5,000 points, or say it's 25,000, I don't know what it might be. But if they exceed what he has for you, you're going to get cast in the lake of hell. You're not going to get into heaven like you think you are. So it's my way of saying, hey, let's check ourselves. Is it any way we can consciously bring down our sin points? Is it a way that we can try to work on getting into heaven now?
Man, I really wish sin worked this way. I really wish we had like a real chart that was like, look, I tell you what, let me commit this one little sin over here, and then I'll take this point off later. I wish it could work this way, but okay. So now y'all listen. Now I know y'all read up on me a little bit. I'm a really by the Bible type of guy. I mean, I don't necessarily slap everybody across the head with Bible talk all the time, but when it comes to I'm gonna play the game with y'all. So when it comes to the topics of sin inside of this chart, let me pull up my chart on my phone so that way you don't have to switch your screen over every time.
And so we also want to know, while you're doing this, looking over the chart, are you low? Are you medium? Are you high? Where are you in the sin?
See, I'm a very boring person. I'm very boring.
The truth.
I'm gonna tell you how boring I am. I'm so boring. I don't fit on this chart at all. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because when it comes to adultery, my wife is my secret lover.
Which is good. That's when
your wife and your side piece. She the wife and the side piece.
Yeah. And when it comes to how do you put it, like polygamy?
Polyamorous or polygamy?
My wife switches wigs, colors.
Give you the multiple personalities. Okay.
So I'm doing good in this area right about now. Now, when it comes to abuse, we're on the grown folk line tonight. When it comes to abuse, it really depends on what type of night it was. So Miss B, you want to laugh so bad. So when it comes to fornication, I would say as long as fornication is within the realm of the rings, I'm completely guilty. Within the realm of the ring wearing between me and my wife, cheating,
a husband and wife.
Yeah, between a husband and wife. And then as far as cheating goes, it just really depends on which wig she wears that night. Now, if she comes out with the red wig, look at Miss B. Look at Miss. Y'all gonna get me in trouble. My wife goes by and just waiting for me to get off of this.
Wait a minute now. Does she have a different name? Is it a different name with every hairdo?
So yeah, the name has to switch with the wig. So definitely.
Okay.
That's how you keep love alive.
You better keep love alive, or else you end up on this list for real. So because for me, honestly, to tell you the truth, like here's the beautiful thing about my marriage. The beautiful thing about it is we're really, really fun. So the laughter, the joking, we're able to do that, and we're real people with each other. So we have fun. And so my kids are some of those kids that comes to the door and be like, Dad, why was Mom sounding like such and such? And I got to make up a good story for my kids. So, so I mean, but when it comes to this chart.
So is that borderline lying?
I bet a lot of people really do wish they could have this chart for real, like when it gets down to heaven, and they're like, God, I didn't do this many sins, and I'm hoping I can still get in. I hope, I wish that were.
Like, Lord, I started cutting down on my sin points right about 53. You know what? I stopped the fornicating. I got married. I found me a good woman. I ain't lying no more. I cut them way down.
Because what I realized is this, though, when you got a really good relationship and it's a healthy relationship, all of the above is in your relationship. Like, you don't have a need for anything outside. And that's the beautiful part about it. my mama used to say, boy, you better eat this food, because when we go over to this neighbor house, you better not come over here acting like you hungry. You better eat. You better clean that plate while you home. You know, and that's
That's
the
right.
reality of a marriage. You give each other everything that each other really needs, not just sex, but even mentally and emotionally, all of the above. If all of that could be catered to, you don't have to worry about any of the above. Nobody
Right.
needs anything else.
That was the reason for the chart, because I said I'm in a relationship. I'm not married, but I've been dating somebody for 3 years,
Yeah,
and I'm not getting the fulfillment or satisfaction that I really feel that I need or deserve. So I'm like, why am I wasting valuable sin points? Why
right,
am I sinning
right. Why take the risk? Why
for
take the risk?
nothing? So
Right.
I'm gonna burn and go to hell for something I really need to be out of altogether.
Right.
Anyway.
Why take the risk? The real question is like, why take the risk? And you know when a person really is into you. When a person is into you, they're serious about you. You know what I mean? And you don't have to work. Your phone is going to be called. Your breathing air is going to be taken up because they're going to be in your space. And the truth of the matter is that when they really want you, you don't have to wonder. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to wonder about anything. And that's, yeah. And the last thing that I believe, here's a true confession. I'll tell you, before I got married, I'm telling you, I was a straight dog before I got married. And I had I'm telling you, the dog was off the porch. So I had a different woman every night at my apartment before marriage. Every night. And so the stuff you name here, the swinging, the polygamy, all that was my life. I mean, I literally have tattoos on my arms that says menage a trois. This is a pastor talking. This is real talk, how I talk for real. I have that all of my, because those tattoos was my life at the time. But what I realized was everything that I was searching for from every woman that I had, I never gained. So I was often thirsting for the next woman because I never got what I really wanted from the woman that I had the night before. When I married my wife, I realized something, that when I was able to drop my guard and actually love somebody for real, and it wasn't until the connection of emotional connection came together that I really realized that the sexual connection was not what I was looking for at all. That wasn't even what I was looking for. Sex was great. Don't get me wrong. I am not going to eliminate that. But I will say this, that without the emotional connection, sex is like having sand in the middle of the desert for water. You'll never be filled until you're really connected to somebody. Right.
So why do the thing? Why commit the act if it is not even worth it? Right. Because if it's not something that I'm willing to say, oh Lord, I'll die and go to hell for this. Right. Why do it?
Because many times, because all of our life, we've been taught that sex is the real connection of love. And sex is not the connection for love. Sex is that's just an attribute to the connection of humanity. But the true connection for love is my mind and my heart and my soul. When those things can connect to you, that changes everything. It even makes sex better. I'm telling you, it even makes sex turns into worship when you are connected to somebody the right way.
Now you talking.
It changes completely.
Yeah.
For the longest, people, the reason why, even in this era right now, we hear polygamy being brought up so much. And people don't even realize that with polygamy, the first thing people look at is that, sex. Oh, you got two women, you got two, you got more. And some people in the ignorant mind says, oh yeah, I want that because now I got more women than I can juggle women. But they don't realize man, do you know how when you're really connected to somebody, do you know how much exhaustion it is for you to give your all to someone? I'm telling you, listen, my wife when I realized my wife goes through phases when it comes to her monthly period comes on. She's in her 40s now, so close to menopause, and all of these things are happening. These emotional things. It takes all of me to balance all of her. It's impossible for me to share that with anybody else.
2 or 3 people.
You can't do it. You can't do it.
You don't have the time or the energy.
Drive yourself trying to be, it just doesn't work that way. But yes, I believe 100% though, that don't let anybody make you feel as if though they want you so much, but they only want to give you a piece of them. Don't ever let somebody make you feel that way. If that's the case, trust me, God got somebody for you that is waiting to make sure that you have everything you need in the emotion department, inside of the love department, and they can hear your problems when you talk. You're not a bother when you talk. You're not a nuisance when you cry. All of these things need to come together in order for you to have a true relationship with somebody. Other than that, you're wasting your time. It's a waste of time. And nobody got time to waste. We just don't have that time to waste. I want to get old with somebody that I know at the end of the day might watch Snap, but won't snap on me.
That's that thin line we talking about, that thin line between love and hate.
That's it. And that's the perfect segue. Because the song says he's been out all night long. He's been out, frolicking around and cavorting, and then he comes home to his woman, and what happens, Peggy?
Oh, he comes home and she asks him night after night, time after time, are you hungry? Have you eaten yet? Can I draw your bath water? Whatever it is you want. But suddenly one night you come in and it's not that. And she snaps on him, and of course he ended up in the hospital just that much from being dead, because you can't play with people's emotions, and feelings, and not being transparent with them from day one.
Right, absolutely.
You need to be transparent with what you're doing, what your intentions are, and that's how people end up getting hurt.
Or
dead.
Or dead. And you know what?
Anytime good.
And at one point you sit back and say, oh, it didn't take all of that. But then everybody don't play about their heart. Everybody doesn't play about their time. Everybody does not play with their emotions. Everybody don't play with those areas. People, when a person lets their guard down, the most vulnerable state, when you've let your guard down, you shared your secrets with people. You've gone to the extent of doing things for people that you've never done before in your life. You've given everything. The last thing you want to do is be taken advantage of or treated as if though you're a fool. Right. That's the worst place to leave a person in. And that's terrible. It's terrible.
Grown women don't play. They're not out here to play games. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Men are still playing games. Women, they have tunnel vision. We're not playing games. Right. Don't come into my life to play with me. I'm not trying to be played with.
Yeah. I noticed that a lot of what has happened is, because of that trend of playing games, a lot of women have tried to. I look at like Steve Harvey's book, when he wrote that book about think like a man, act like a woman, think like a man, act like a woman. And I was like, and I was looking at that and I was like, that's one of the most dangerous things to tell a woman to do. And the reason why is because women are not acting out of the same place men are acting out of.
Right.
We don't have the emotional range that women have. So to dab into the man mindset to try to think like us with the type of emotions that a woman has, come on, that's like a bomb waiting to happen. That's like dynamite waiting to happen. And I realized that when women love, they love totally. They give everything. Yeah. And so when saying that, you have to realize they are not giving everything to play. They're giving everything for keeps. And that's the thing about it. And I don't think a lot of guys get that, because I think a lot of guys, we know it's really sad because we've just really been we were brought up, especially African American men, we've been brought up to believe a lie when it comes to how we should deal with women, when it comes to what women are for, when it comes to who we are concerning the household. We've been brought up to know and learn a lie, and we believed it. And I was brought up in that way. I was brought up with that iron fist father who ran the home. His word was everything, and that was it. I was around the young men, the older guys when I was a little boy, that would talk about, oh, you need 2 or 3 girlfriends, and you gotta handle them this way and handle them that way. It's not until you actually become an adult. And when I say adult, I don't mean in age. I mean an adult in the mind. When you realize that you're ready to live for real, and it's not about games anymore. When you get to that point, you realize it's not about controlling the home, controlling women, having multiple women. It's more than that. Life is so much more than that. And I used to say back, y'all know I talk a lot, so stop me when y'all ready. But
keep going. You got it.
I used to say all the time, I was a complete man when I met my wife, and I was a man whole, and she was a whole, and we just came together. And God started showing me something that was very important. God said, look, I took something from Adam. I took something from Adam to create. Now, and then he showed me, he said, look, but I want you to realize something. In the garden, when I came down and I said, let us make man in our own image, I began to realize something. I used to think, oh, he's just talking about the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit was there talking. No. That's not what God showed me. God began to show me something that was deeper than that. What God began to show me was, listen, when he made man and female, he said, male and female made he them. And then in a later scripture, Paul comes back and says, look, when he made man, did he not say that male and female made he him? When you realize that the two were one. I want y'all to grab what I'm saying. The two were actually one creature. And then when he put Adam to sleep, Adam was not just a man. Adam was them. I want y'all to get this. Adam was.
Yes.
We're with you. We're there. We're there. I'm there. I'm there.
Yes. So when he put Adam to sleep, he took her out of him. I want you to see what I'm saying. He took her out of him. And so what happened after taking her out of him, now when he brought her back, Adam said, this is my wife. God did not announce that. God did not announce that. He showed something there. He said, the woman who walks with God will be led back to the man she was supposed to be with. And so Adam saw this, and he recognized it in the spirit, that this came from me, flesh of my flesh, bone of my bone. And together we become one once again. When I start to realize that with my wife, that changed the total thought process when it comes to how I deal with her, how I handle her, and how I treat her in every way. Paul says this, what man hates his own flesh concerning his wife? And so it's the same way. Any man that loves his wife will not disrespect her, will not mistreat her, will not put hands on her, will not treat her any kind of way, because it's not her separately, it's her within him that he is dealing with. That is his own flesh. And that's the beauty. You'll know when you got the one who's for you, because he ain't coming to play. He ain't coming to have a part-time relationship. He's looking for his other piece that he's been missing his whole life. Man, when I got my wife, my whole life changed. My whole life changed. God took me to a whole nother level when it came to my way of thinking, my way of life, period. Because he showed me, now you have who I meant for you to be with, and not just a fling every night. The sex couldn't fulfill nothing from all those other women. But at the end of the day, oh my God, now that I got the connection that I have, the sex with my wife is better than I've ever had in my lifetime.
Ever.
As a matter of fact, when I look and think about my past situations, I thought to myself, how did I degrade myself so much?
Yes.
To give away myself to strangers. Now, this is a man. I'm not talking about a woman saying, oh, I've given my body away to strangers. No. Men, when they really realize they're with who they should be with, they can't even fathom why did they do all of what they did before with all of those strange women. It's just something about a real connection with somebody that changes everything. So that thin line between love and hate, it exists in the world of people that don't know their true identity and don't know who they really should be with.
Mm-hmm.
I am speechless. When does that happen?
Yes.
You absolutely brought it tonight, Thomas Ware.
Down. Yes.
Most definitely.
Absolutely.
And if you want to hear another word in due season, you can visit Pastor Thomas Ware at the Uncommon Faith Center in Claremont. We've got the information up on the screen for you. And hey, you said it all tonight. You absolutely brought it tonight. They can't take nothing. Hey, everybody is saying it. You know, you laid it out there.
Yes, we're gonna have them back. Exactly. Yeah. We need to come back again. Absolutely. We got some other subjects that we can touch on that's gonna set you on fire too.
Yeah.
It's gonna right on up into that realm. Because you got to break it down. Some people really don't get the connections. They're not connecting the I's and the T's. They're not making that full connection of what I'm supposed to be doing. My purpose, who I'm supposed to be with. I'm not supposed to be out here just haphazardly, just giving myself to anybody who just want to sample me like a box of chocolates.
No.
You know, that's not it.
I got married. I was at 31 years old when I finally got married, right? Do y'all know something? I spent my whole life saying, I don't ever want children. I don't ever want children. I don't ever want children. After I got married to my wife, what I hear myself saying now is, man, I wish we would have got married in our early 20s. I would have had so many children. you see how it changes the total thought process? Like men run from having the responsibility. That's what the real truth is. We've never been taught responsibility and commitment. If we can't have a commitment to something in life, you can't. The reason why they can't settle down and be done because commitment means I'm going to be with you forever. I'm going to see your face forever. We're going to wake up together forever. To some people, that is fearful.
Yeah.
But see, what I try to tell people about commitment is sort of like going to college. We say when we get out of high school, I'll wait a few years before I go to college. I'll wait a few years. Then 4 years, 8 years down the road, the kids who went to school with you got degrees, great jobs, houses, families, cars. And then they say, man, to start right now is going to take forever. But you don't realize that forever really is a small amount of time.
Yes.
All we got to do is start. If we start, time passes. It's been 13 years since I married my wife. And it seems like it blew by. It seems like it blew by. And I used to wonder, how do people get married and stay married for 20 years? Because when you're married, listen, and you don't count.
When it's real and it's right and it's true and it's good, it's easy.
Yeah, you don't count days. You don't count days at all. I look forward. You know, my favorite time in my day is bedtime. When me and my wife get to go. Now, back when I was young, when I go to bed, we tearing up something. No, I just want to go to bed, turn on TV, and let her lay on my chest, and we just fall asleep talking.
Yes.
That's it.
Real intimacy. That's the intimacy.
Yeah,
it's not all that sexing and bumping and grinding and
That's the most beautiful part of the whole evening. And I told somebody one time, I said, you know what gets even more beautiful than that? When you wake up and she done slobbed down your arm because she done slobbed down your arm because she was sleeping so deep. But the Even that is a beautiful thing when it's a beautiful thing when you really love somebody and you've spent that
Right.
time with them. It's just become y'all one. None of that stuff offends you or bothers you anymore. It's man, it's just a beautiful thing. If people could ever grasp that, we would have a lot less homes without fathers in them. We'll have a lot less homes without children that don't have both parents. And that's the big picture. Like our people, we gotta educate each other on that level of actual committing and really being serious about relationship.
Being faithful, even leading up to the commitment of marriage, being faithful on the journey.
Yes.
Once you say, wait, it's just gonna be me and you have to learn how to walk in that faithfulness and loyalty and commitment even before you get married.
Yeah.
Because that's the goal, to get married. So how can I walk with you? How can you lead me if you are showing me that you can't be trusted, that you don't have the mental fortitude to treat me the right way, to talk to me respectfully, to you know what I'm saying? How can I go forward?
It has to be seen in that home when you're kids, like when you're children. We have to see that from mama and daddy so that we're taught. Like I always say, ignorance is done perfectly because it's taught to us. Ignorance is done perfectly because we are taught ignorance. When we are taught how to love in a more perfect way, it is done perfect because it's taught to us that way. And that's why for my children, I try to drill in my children. I like to let my children see me walk around the house. When my wife walks by, I make noises, and I'm like, ooh, ooh, when she walks by. My children hear that. My children, they walk by. Sometimes they might see me slap a butt when she walk by. I want my children to see that because they need to know what affection looks like between a husband and a wife. My wife chases me around the house doing all these little weird things with her fingers. Some hopping around. And my kids laugh at it. And, I try to act like I don't like it and run away from her or whatever. But that type of stuff, they need to see it. And when they can see
that it's fun. It's fun having somebody who you love and respect and care for. And she's happy to see you when you come home. She's going to hug you and kiss you, and they're going to see her kiss you and you kiss her. And it's beautiful. And see her serve you, prepare the dinner and put fix your plate and put it down in front of you. Because you're her king, and she is so happy to be able to feed you. It's a pleasure.
I hear people say so much on social media nowadays, like, oh, who's going to cook and who's going to do this and who's going to do that? You know what? When you love each other right, you don't have to ask those type of questions, because I have to tell my wife not to. I have to tell her not to, because it's ingrained in a woman to want to do for a man, to want to do for her husband. She wants to cater for him. She wants to do this stuff for you. So you don't have to force that. Oh, my wife better cook me a meal and no.
And go with this. Submissiveness. Yeah. When you are doing the right thing, when you are loving your wife, there is no problem, no issue with her being submissive to you.
It flows perfect.
What is it? You want me to wipe your feet? I'll do it. Whatever. She's open. She'll give you anything you want.
Anything you want. You don't have
anything you want her to do.
Oh my God. Anything. And that's the beautiful part about it. When it works, I'm telling you, when love is done right, man, it's a different picture that's painted when love is done right.
There's no greater power.
Right.
When it's done right.
It's none. He said, perfect love casts out fear. That's what he said. Perfect love, it casts out fear. The reason why is because when you actually love someone, you've proven it. And no one can argue with experience. When the person has experienced love from someone, I don't care what anybody says about that person. You're going to believe the love that you've experienced. And that's what perfect love does. Most people can't submit to each other because they've never experienced love from the person. And when you have not experienced love, there's a fear there that that person might let me down. But when you actually have the experience of love, you don't have to listen. You don't have to worry about a thing. That person's going to be there 100% for you because they know that you love them, and there's no fear that they're going to have to worry about somebody else saying that you've been over at their house, that you got babies somewhere else, that you got all these other things going. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff when you have the experience on your side. And that's what I try to prove to my wife. You know, when I'm not working, I'm home. When I don't have some business to do, I'm home. I'm not out hanging with the boys. I don't have no boys to be hanging out with like that. I don't, no. I'm home.
You got three boys at home to hang out with, the boys that you're raising.
Right. My wife had to tell me sometimes, baby, why don't you just go and do something? No, I'm good. I'm good. I'll lay right in here and listen to y'all walk through the house. Make noise, because I really do. I love being in their presence. So for me, that's a great thing. I don't understand any of that other stuff that these guys do these days with all this, the stuff that they do. I just don't understand. I think that we just have to really take a step back and really begin to teach. I think that's a big thing that needs to be done.
Well, I know one thing, they can watch this show and learn lots of great lessons of love from you. So we appreciate that. But before we let you go, we have one other subject we want to touch on. And folks who were with us last week know that I went on a rampage about Bishop Noel Jones and his approach to his public in-church marriage proposal to his girlfriend of 28 years. Look at me, I'm already getting all right. Hold on.
28 long years.
Okay. So you had an opportunity to see it. What are your thoughts briefly?
Well, I'm just
as long as you want.
Whoa. Okay, so 27 years.
28
years. I just don't understand. I don't understand that part. I really don't. You know, if you want to marry somebody. Now, I know that Noel Jones has a lot agendas wise. It's a lot of stuff going on in his life, his business, and as far as ministry abroad that he does. So I would like to know what it was that made that be a drawn out process, like the time being so long. If there was any other issues behind the scene that could have possibly been needed to be taken care of, like legalities and things of that nature, or just business getting things in order type of stuff. I don't know. I don't think I could be with a person for 28 years and without marrying them. And being a man, let me just say this, a man, and you got a beautiful woman, you're a man. I'm just going to say this again. Hold on. You're a man and you got a beautiful woman, 28 years. You're a man and you have a beautiful woman, 28 years, ministry or no ministry. I'm just telling y'all now. To look good before ministry wise, I think it should have been done a lot longer, a lot further back, further back.
Yeah, earlier on in the relationship.
It does. I mean, they've been dating that whole time period. But now, if I'm trying to give y'all like the right answer here, so I don't.
Okay.
I want to give you the right answer. Yeah, she allowed it. So if they've been friends, I don't see myself dating somebody for 28 years. Let me put myself out there like that. I don't see myself dating somebody for 28 years with no companionship whatsoever. I don't know what type of Holy Ghost he got, but 28 years is a long time to be talking about.
You my girlfriend.
You my girlfriend.
72 years old and talking about this is my girlfriend. Get out of town.
No kind of physical things going on at all. I can't attest. I can't vouch for that at all. That couldn't be me. 28 years. I just want to say that.
And I'm surprised that no one else, in the ministry, his colleagues, that no one said anything about it, when most of the time, they're saying to them, look, you need a wife, you need to have a first lady,
Right.
that am I wrong? Is that not emphasized in ministry a lot?
Well, if you two are dating and you're together like that, that's the danger. If y'all traveling together, you know what I mean? I don't know if they were living together or not. But that's it's risky. But typically, they don't push that on you that you have to be married or you need to be married. But I mean, because if he was not living with her, they were not traveling together so much as close encounter, then I would say if it took him that long, for other reasons, business wise, then that's one thing. But if he just wasn't ready to get married yet, I don't know. I heard that long speech he gave about
that's what I want to know. What's your take on the actual proposal?
And the traveling,
the actual proposal.
Right. Well, that's the part about it though. Like with him, it's so much with him traveling, and he mentioned that, like, he has the answers to somebody when he's in Europe. Now, if he has to go to Africa or he wants to go here, he has to make a phone call and all of these things. So that's I see. I'm reading that comment. If they were intimate as a man of God, they should have. You're correct. Absolutely. If they were intimate, yes, they should have got married. If not, in traditional settings, they do push that on some in older traditional settings that they should be married. But Noel has been out here for a long time, and it's just so many factors there. I saw some women really get blown up about that proposal, how he did the long drawn out speech.
Made a joke out of it. It
wasn't the most romantic. It wasn't.
What you mean? It wasn't the most. It wasn't romantic at all.
It wasn't the most romantic. I guess you could say proposal.
It was long. It was drawn out. It was dry, and it was anticlimactic. And
I heard.
My comment under the post was, I hope their sex life is not as dry and anticlimactic as that doggone proposal.
But what I heard though, honestly, what I heard was older traditional church talk. If you notice, there was no real vulnerability inside of that proposal at all. That proposal was really stiff and more from a male standpoint, where there was no emotion put into it, more jokes than anything. That's usually what you saw. Yeah, that's usually what you'll see in that older mentality, which is what we was just talking about. Basically, in the whole nutshell, is basically that's what we were taught until people, he didn't show a single inch of a single part of emotion that he really loved this woman.
No.
Right. It wasn't seen. So I know the outrage I heard when I saw the women's comments. I knew what that outrage was about. I was like, oh boy. I knew that was coming because it was really a dogmatic type of it was a real male chauvinistic speech that was given. Yeah. And it wasn't anything emotional tied to it.
And some people say,
say again.
It was downgrading and humiliating to me. I would have put a pie in his face. I wouldn't have accepted that. I wouldn't have been happy and joyful because, like I said, you're not even convincing me that you really want to marry me. You making me feel like you giving me I'm giving you a death sentence by you doing this.
Right.
Like you really don't want to do this. It's just because you're getting old and you need somebody to take care of you. And I've been here all this long time I just forfeited the right to go into the wife's position. You feel me?
Yeah. But how honestly though, how often have you heard that same type of energy from guys?
Oh yeah, that's where you got it from. Yeah. It's indoctrinated in there. Yeah. But you know, I saw some other comments that it was his attempt at being humorous. Listen, you're a bishop. You preach the word. You're not a comedian. Stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Like if you're a pastor and you can't sing like Thomas Ware, stay in your lane and just bring the word. All right? Because that was not funny. It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny.
It wasn't funny. And now I'm gonna throw some shade. The only funny thing in the whole situation was that doggone hat she had on. What?
I gotta see the hat. Now you gonna make me go back and watch the film.
I don't know what church.
It looked like it looked like a, I don't know, like the Burger King hat on steroids or something. I don't know what it was.
I only have my stop sign tonight.
Listen, and the outfit wasn't attractive, nothing. You know, you getting ready to be proposed to. I don't know what that was. And then they brought her up there like she was feeble and you know, somebody it was a dog and pony show. It was a fiasco.
Oh no.
We are just finally getting into the phase of life where we are finally starting to see men become more human. And that thought mindset of not really showing that emotional connection and everything is really starting to get a little bit better now. But if you think about what women really went through within those settings like that, emotions were not seen. And a lot of those families did not have love shown at all. So when they heard that joke and those jokes, the men in that room, oh, that was funny. That was funny. And to them, that was the closest thing you get to a public announcement of love. I'm telling you, that was the closest thing. That was the closest thing.
Oh yeah, we love that brother because he was keeping it real.
We kept it real. I'm telling you, that's what they really are saying. But you know what though? I'm gonna take y'all to this real fast. I'm just gonna share this with y'all. When I married my wife, even though I had married her, the process of change had not completed. That mentality that you see him with that type of joke and stuff, that's what was coming out of my mouth. And it wasn't until I learned and went through the process of change. Yeah, it was a process of change. But see, that's a difference between somebody who reads a Bible, and learns it and to recite it, and someone who reads the Bible and learns it to change. It's a totally different thing.
It's a difference. Yeah, it's a difference.
Wow.
Totally different. Yeah.
That is absolutely fabulous. We have had the best time with you tonight, Thomas Ware.
I had a good time with y'all tonight too. We definitely got to do this again. Definitely.
Oh, most definitely.
Maybe the next time I can bring my wife on with me.
Yes, because you know exactly. We would love that.
Yeah, we really
would love it.
Yes,
absolutely.
We would love it. We would love it. And you can visit Pastor Thomas Ware all the way live in person. If you live in Florida, well, anywhere you are, you can fly in and see Thomas Ware, doggone it. The Uncommon Faith Center is where his ministry is housed at 236 Chestnut Street in Claremont, Florida, on Sundays at 11:30, on Thursdays at 7:30. You can also email him if you like at wareboyswithaz@gmail.com. And of course, you can find his song Love You to Death.
Yeah,
on all music media platforms, Spotify, Apple, you name him, he's there. So, go download it, enjoy the song. It is a beautiful song just in time for this season of Easter. And I'm going to add it to my morning worship prayer song list. It is from Apple. It is absolutely beautiful. Is there anything else that you, in closing, Pastor, that you would like to share with us before we say goodnight?
Yes, please, please, please stay in contact also with the chmg.vip, which is the website we have coming up end of April, beginning of May range, the first music and mental health within faith tour setting. So we're going to be doing that coming up. It's going to be me, and also I'm going to have a special counselor that's there, a mental health specialist that travels with me, and we're going to be doing music attached to mental health within the faith. It's not talked about enough, so we want to make sure that we put a limelight on that, and I'll be putting more things up about the dates coming up.
Okay, beautiful. And folks can follow you on Facebook at Thomas Ware.
Thomas Ware, Instagram at The Real Thomas Ware, Twitter at Thomas Ware.
Beautiful. And so we are expecting to see you back in the next couple of weeks to let us know about the upcoming event. We want people to be there. It's a beautiful marriage between music and mental health. I think that you're bringing together. You know, we have to have things that attract people naturally, organically, and then once they're there, we give them some good food to eat.
That's right. That's
Right. In the form of the word and of services that can be of benefit to them. And I'm so happy to see now, especially Black people, start to take their mental health more seriously, and to be aware of the fact that that you need to take care of your hurts and your traumas.
Absolutely.
You know, because if you fall and break your arm, you're going to the emergency room. You're going somewhere to get it reset and put back together and healed and all of that kind of thing.
That's right.
It's no different with your mind or your heart.
That's right.
You know, so all of that is needed. So, Pastor Ware, thank you so much for being with us. God bless you and your family and your ministry. And we look forward to having you back with us real soon.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. Love you guys. Thank you. And I will see you guys next time around.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Love you. Good night.
Right. Good night.
Good night.
That was awesome, girlfriend Peggy.
Oh, yes, it was. Yes, it was. It was absolutely fabulous.
It was fabulous. And I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know what to expect. But every time he and I talked on the phone and I told him, you know, about the show or what was going to happen tonight or what we wanted to talk about, and he got ready to say something, I would say to him, I said, no.
Save it.
I don't want to know in advance what you're going to say. You know, I want it to be for real, organic, natural, and he is just phenomenal. He is all that. So this is wonderful. And you know, we have had a blast tonight. Leonard, talk about y'all needed that. You needed it too, Leonard.
Yes, we did need that. See, we some good girls sometimes. We bring on some good people sometimes.
Yes, we do.
That's right.
And you know what? Leonard is right. We did need that. I did need to hear that. That was a word in due season.
Yes,
and,
it was.
Yes, really taking that to heart. All right, so we're going to say goodnight. We're going to take a minute. We're going to come back. The after show is on the way in about 5 minutes or so. Girlfriend Peggy, we're going to bring it tonight. We've got questions. Kind of give us a little bit of an idea of where we're going to go in the after show.
Questions like, well, ladies, are you okay with your man calling or referring to you as a bitch?
That's one.
Another one is, so do you have to be okay with his BS in order to get his BS? In order to take his shit, do you have to be okay with his bullshit? You gonna stay stuck in that?
Inquiry minds want to know. So here we go. Raw Talk every Wednesday night.
It's gonna get real live and crack up.
Yeah. We're going to take it to the next level. Raw Talk
Yes.
Live for you every Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on Facebook at Raw Talk and on YouTube at Real As Women Raw Talk. Please go there and like and comment, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, all of that good stuff. And, next Wednesday, we'll be back at it again. But make sure you check us out tonight for the after show.
We need
Okay?
the ladies and the men. We need the ladies and the men in the house.
That's right. It's for everybody.
Yeah, we need to hear the input from everybody. I want to know their take on how they feel about doing certain things. Are they really okay with it? Do they think it's cool or what? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, here we go. We'll see you in a few. Great job.